Alrighty. Hi guys. Hi soul family. So I was really like, I don't even know where to start. Like, we're all on a new path. This is a new beginning, but I feel like there's something that we have to close out. And I know the lunar eclipse is coming up and it's all subconscious stuff that we need to release, but I asked my subconscious last night, what is it that you're afraid of, right? And it led me to say, my subconscious responded actually, and it was like, we're afraid to be judged. Okay, but why are you afraid of judgment? Okay, when I was younger, I got judged at home, I got judged at school. I was constantly bullied my entire life. So as a way to cope, I completely just shut myself off to the world. I tried to make myself smaller. I had terrible posture before. When I started in the gym, my trainer would make fun of me because he was like, you walk like my grandma, like you hunched over and you're like this. But it was a coping mechanism so that people wouldn't notice me. It didn't mean that I still didn't get noticed, but I tried to not make eye contact and to change my body so that people wouldn't notice me, right? That was my mind's way of protecting me from other people's opinions. But it didn't even protect me from other people's opinions because I still faced judgment, I still faced bullying, I still had to face all of those things. The only thing that's going to protect me from that now is to reaffirm to my mind that, listen, we are safe regardless of what someone says about us, because we know our own truth. We know what is true, what is not true. That was one aspect of it, right? And then I went to bed and I woke up in like a cold sweat because I had a nightmare. And this nightmare, it was weird because no matter what I did, I couldn't hide. Like, I kept running and running, and I knew this guy was chasing me, trying to like end my life, but no matter what I did, I couldn't escape him. And I got up and I Googled what that meant, and it just meant that you were running from hard conversations, or well, it was multiple things, but this was what resonated with me: running from a hard conversation. So I'm here to tell you guys, don't run from hard conversations. Hard conversations are ways for us to learn about ourselves and to evolve. And honestly, I really had to sit down and think about why I'm running from all these hard conversations, and it was all ego based. My ego wants to protect me and say, you know what, like, don't do this because this person might try to like make you feel like it's deeper than it needs to be. But guess what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. What matters is how you think, what you think about yourself and how you feel. So even if you have to talk about a conversation or talk about a topic 4 or 5 times for you to get over it, okay. That is okay. There's no rule book on your feelings. As humans, we are just flawed in that way, in terms of like, our emotions don't make sense. They just don't make sense sometimes. They make sense to us, and that's okay. As long as you're honoring your own emotions, it doesn't matter if someone thinks you're dragging it, or it doesn't matter if somebody thinks what you're feeling is out of proportion. You have to honor your feelings, and the people who are meant for you will honor your feelings as well. They will take it into consideration. They will not be like, oh girl, you're doing too much. If they be like, oh girl, you're doing too much, daddy, that's not your friend. You're done. They're done. But I just came on here to tell you guys, don't be afraid of hard conversations. That is how we are going to grow. And I'm channeling this message because I know, like, we are all mirrors and we're looking into each other. So I'm also going through this right now, guys. And I want to say, just have that conversation that you've been avoiding having. Just have it. Have it, because guess what? Then you can actually really lay this to rest. And I feel like this is the last conversation you need to have. Take a deep breath and honor where your ego has made you make mistakes, where you were acting out of character because of your ego. You're acting out of character because you were trying to, you felt like you were protecting yourself, you know, let's be honest. But when we can be honest with ourselves is when we can start the healing. But when we continue to run from it, it doesn't get any quieter. The thoughts just keep getting louder and louder and louder and louder in your mind. So that means you need to deal with it, okay? Have this conversation. Close that door. It's time for you to fully close the door. Don't have one foot in and one foot out. It's time for you to be fully stepped into who you are. And on this new journey, it's going to be lonely until it's not. The more authentic you become, the more you honor your feelings and stay true to your decisions, regardless of who or what other people think about you, you will align with your natural tribe, your soul tribe, just naturally, okay? But right now, you are supposed to be selfish. You're supposed to be taking care of you and putting you first. In the era where you were putting everybody else first, it led to depletion. It led to exhaustion, resentment, all of these negative feelings about yourself. Because guess what? That's not what you're meant to do. God, the universe, spirit, that is not what you're meant to do. And we got it all wrong. I can speak for myself. I used to think that to be a good person meant you had to bend your back all the way, all the way back for people. But that's not what it means. Actually, you're reliving your karmic cycle over and over and over again with people pleasing. People pleasing is not what God wants for us. God wants us to be there for ourselves, be there in loving ways for ourselves, okay? So loving on you, focusing on the things that you've always wanted to do, but you kept distracting yourself with other people, so you have something to say, okay, well, I haven't achieved this because I kept spending my entire life taking care of so-and-so. No, that's not what God wants for us. God wants us to focus on our goals and spend time with ourselves and to be our own best friend. Be your own best friend. And the collective I'm talking to right now, I know you've been through a lot in terms of your friendships, all the pain that you've felt, but it's time for you to cry and let it go. Release it, baby, because guess what? You will meet friendships, you will have friendships, connections that just speak to your soul once you let go of that resentment or saying that you can never have friends or that you can never trust again. Okay, the people that you chose to trust, those weren't your people. And when God shows you that, you just have to believe, but just believe it, you know, and trust that there is better coming. Whenever someone is removed from your life, another door opens to put someone else there, someone new in that seat, okay? And God is replacing the people in your life that were not serving you your highest good. You are now on the path to meet people who will touch your soul. And people who like to talk about soulmate connections as just romantic, but there's soulmate connections in friendships as well. And you are this much closer to meeting them, your soul family. It's like a feeling, you know, but you have to wake up first for you to even meet your soul family. So do the work. Let go of the people that no longer serve you. Cry, process your emotions. It's okay to cry as much times as you need to cry about a situation, but just accept it when God says, no, this is not for you. God sees things that we can't see. And when I think about the times when I kept people in my life long past their expiration date, I always ended up getting hurt. And it hurt even more because of what I knew to be true, but I didn't listen to my intuition. I decided to just, you know what, I love this person, and yes, they've been through trauma, so I excuse the behavior. I excuse the behavior because I understand that, yes, they've been through trauma. Everybody's been through trauma. That is not an excuse to treat people a certain way. That is not an excuse to be a certain way. If they hurt you, then did it. That is that. Have self-respect, have respect for yourself, have love for yourself, and let it go. Stop making up excuses for people when they didn't even ask you to make that excuse up. You put that in your own head so you can keep this person in your life long past their due date. But let me tell you something. When you keep somebody in your life long past the due date, best believe when the day comes when they have to leave, because they're going to have to leave regardless, whether you do it or not, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt even more than it hurts to let them go. So find the strength and the courage in yourself to choose you always, regardless of the situation or how much emotions you've invested in a situation, how much time you've invested in a situation or person. Let it go. If it's not serving you, just let it go. So that's today's message, is to just let it go. I wanted to pull 3 messages from my tarot deck as well. I have the Light Seers Tarot. I'm also still learning tarot, guys, so I have the guidebook, but I just wanted to pull some messages for you guys and see what's coming through. So let's see what messages are coming through, okay? Alrighty. Let me put this back. And I'm gonna put you guys right here. Put you guys right. Okay. Alright, Spirit, any messages for the collective? Any messages for the collective? What is it that we need to hear? We welcome in your messages with an open heart and an open mind. 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 first message? The Lovers in reverse. So we have the Lovers in reverse. So some of you guys are not believing in love. You're not believing that it can happen for you. And this doesn't have to mean just romantic. This can also mean friendships. And I'm letting you guys know, like, it is time for you to release that belief. If you cannot believe that you are worthy of love, then it won't come to you. You'll keep attracting the same people who reaffirm the belief that people aren't trustworthy, that people aren't gonna always have your best interest in heart. Release that, because guess what? God is making way for those people to come into your life, but only when you're ready. If you're not ready, you will just sabotage it. You will just sabotage it, okay? So that's one message. The Queen of Wands. So I'm seeing that some of you guys are realizing that you are very magical, that you're seeing the power that you have. It's coming back into your life, that spark, that joy. You're realizing that this is how much power I have over my reality, over my situations, over my mind, and you're wielding that power. You're stepping into that power, and I'm very happy to hear that. I'm gonna like look up the interpretation still of it, because that's just what I'm getting from the image. Oh dang, it's right there. So this is giving that you're very magnetic at this time, okay, guys? Step into that. Step into that energy. Step into the energy of, like, people just want to do things for me. People just want to hand me opportunities, and they don't even know why. But just accept. Be in the energy of acceptance. Be in the energy of receiving. It is your time. Just because you do something for someone doesn't mean, just because somebody does something for you, doesn't mean that you have to do something immediately back. Just accept it. Just accept it. Just be like, thank you, and just accept it, okay? So those are the messages I pulled for the tarot. Those are the messages for today, guys. Just have those hard conversations so that you can release that belief that you are not worthy of love, whether that's romantic or platonic. You are always worthy of love, okay? You are a divine being worthy of love. You're worthy of the same love that you give others, that same unconditional love, okay? See, confirmation from the birds. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye bye.